you guys are working in the corporate world, you know what I'm talking about. I will say that I'm a recovering one of those knuckle-dragging corporate types that millions of times over said those words, "There is no stupid question." Well, I'm here to tell you, there is. And HR kind of has a little bit of a PR problem. We're kind of those stuffed-shirted people, kind of like your first grade school teacher, that you don't really think has a life, let alone be actually funny. When people ask me about HR, there's really three things that come to mind: hiring, firing, and the fashion police. I'm so over being the fashion police. I don't give a damn about the difference between your capri pants. I don't care about your cleavage. I don't give a damn. These things move slow. It's just not funny. Cleavage, I'm not the police. It's not moving. It's awesome. All right, here we go. I don't care about the difference between your clam diggers or your capri pants. I don't give a fuck about your sandals or your flip-flops. And you know what? I don't care about the benefits plan, and I want to tell you now, penis enlargement and your breast reduction is not covered by your company's benefits plan. And if you think I haven't heard that one before, try 5 different times. So human resources is an interesting kind of industry to be working in. I really don't care. The kinds of questions, the kind of things that we talk about that I get as a human resource professional in the corporate environment, they're kind of scary, but they're also hilarious beyond belief. And I want to talk to you a little bit about some of those things. You know, human resources is more than just sitting in an office, typing away, and answering your emails. Although I didn't do a very good job of that this week. One of the situations that I've run across is the tinfoil hat, all right? So picture a situation where the employee comes in, I'm getting complaints from my employees and managers about the guy that won't take his tinfoil hat off. He's wearing it to keep the aliens away, all right? You know, from the brain scanning, you know. And so the guy comes in, we're talking about this. It's a rough situation. My slides are just fucked up. So the aliens from outer space, right? He was really concerned. And so one of the things that we sat down and had to convince him is that the metal building that we were in the cubicle environment where I was the HR director, it actually protected him from the brain scanning. And so therefore, he removed his tinfoil helmet. But I tell you what, he was running like hell to get to the car out of the building. He had the earlier version with just the one antenna instead of the 2 like you see here. Break room theft. Economy is tough. It's hard out there, right? People are looking to cut corners. They're bringing in their meals. They're stealing your food out of the refrigerator. It's rough. I want to ask you to please, please, please read before you think Steve. Real story. How weird of a conversation. You're talking to folks and you have to go around the room and say, okay, folks, who had Cheerios or some form of cereal today and used that misnamed gallon of milk you saw? As a mother and someone who has a 21-month-old, I have had to do the breast pumping thing. I'm a proponent of breast milk. And I'm telling you, there's no place to store your breast milk. So read before you drink. Okay, so the pits. I actually have a pit kit that I gave my managers. Because one of the conversations that you are going to hear about as a manager HR is that person kind of smells funny, or do they take a bath? It's not my job as human resources to have those kinds of conversations. So I created the pit kit as a way for my management team to have the BO discussion, right? Or why it's important to have a shower. Or here's a thing called deodorant. It's a little box full of some information, some materials for my folks to read. You would be amazed about some of the questions that I get, and I've actually been asked to go by and smell people. That's not my job, that's your managers. Ask them, not me. So the internet is fun, it's great, but for HR professionals, especially ones that you're working with that are still calling it the tweeter and blogging. You know those people that you work with in HR. The whole social media aspect brings into a whole other aspect. Poke this person. Sexual harassment, sexting, texting, Facebooking, MySpacing, blogging, I've seen it all. It's a whole different type of cyber stalking where people can be inappropriate all the time. Ran into a situation where an employee was actually sending vulgar pictures to one of my staff. He actually friended me on Facebook so I could pull everything off that I needed. And unfortunately, he fired himself. He promoted himself to customer, is kind of what I like to say. One of my but one of the situations that comes up as an HR professional is what I call the bathroom chronicles. And those are those things that we deal with every day, right? This person didn't flush the toilet. Can I please make a list of people who don't wash their hands? Including the infamous poop smear. And I'm not kidding. This is more like a two-finger kind of smear. I'm telling you, this angry poop smearing all over the bathroom, whole hand, multiple times. Not only that, but one of the funniest ones is a termination that me and my team did, and the woman was so upset and out of control that she actually, it smelled like she pooped her britches. These are the kind of things I have to deal with. So HR rethink your HR person. They're really not stuff-shirted people. They're bound by confidentiality. You know, they have to be the policy police. We're really fun folks that like to have a good time. There's me, I'm Jessica. I'm not your typical HR person. I appreciate you putting up with our technical malfunctions, and thank you for having me here by way of OKC.